Hi guys, so this is a subscriber body and color typing. So if you are completely new here and you don't know what's going on, I'll leave some videos down below on how you can figure out your body type and your color type. And if you are still confused after that, I also offer typing through my website and I'll leave a link to that down below. So I also have to say before we get into this that these are not client photos. I always get questions about if my client photos are private, and the answer is always yes. These are photos that this lady submitted through the photo submission portal on my website, and she gave me permission to use her photos in my videos. So let's all say thank you to her for letting me use these photos so that we can learn about body typing and color typing. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so here is our first photo of this lady. So right away I'm seeing that she is most likely cool toned, okay? She just looks cool toned. She doesn't have those golden tones to her skin. She doesn't have even a sort of just a warm undertone of any kind. She looks cool toned. I am in between cool and delicate and cool and radiant for her already from this photo. The thing is that of course it's only one photo, and the other thing is that, you know, it's going to be slightly, it's daylight and it looks like it's pretty accurate lighting, but you never really know. It could be the lighting is a little bit too cool, but I would have a really hard time believing that she would be warm, you know, with a photo like this. You know, she's outside, she's in daylight, and she looks pretty much cool toned. So, I'm already seeing cool toned, and now let's talk about her body type and the lines of her body. So I would say she is most likely rounded. So that means that the angles of her bone structure are rounded. So for example, her cheekbones are really dainty and her jawline is really dainty and soft. You know, she doesn't have an angular jawline or a heavy jawline. She has a really soft jawline. Her nose has some pretty soft angles to it overall, and you know, she also has soft cheeks and full lips and soft eyes. Sure, that's true, you know, but it doesn't really matter if she does or she doesn't, because she already has rounded shapes to her bone structure. So no matter what we do, you know, even if she has like really taut cheeks or something, if all your taut cheeks reveal is your rounded bone structure, right, then that is what's going to show through. So her soft physique and features, that's why there's no soft rounded, right? So rounded is the closest is the Kibbe romantic, or the Kitchener romantic, I guess. You know, just the romantic. Okay, so that's the closest is the romantic. So with romantic, you notice there's no soft romantic, okay? There's just romantic. There's just rounded, because rounded is, in body geometry, it's all about the bone structure. And so if you already have rounded shapes to your bone structure, no matter what flesh or physique you put on it, you're not going to make your rounded cheekbones, right, more angular by putting firm cheeks on them, right? If the bone structure itself, the fundamental, like the foundation of your lines, is already rounded and soft. So that's why there's no soft rounded type, and that's why I don't usually spend time talking about, oh, you know, are her features soft, are her features firm, but just for the sake of being able to recognize this in yourself, like she has soft features, okay, like full lips and soft cheeks and soft eyes. And in this photo, like the angle is from above, okay, so she looks small and short in the photo. So, but I'm not comfortable saying anything about her vertical line from the photo. On the other hand, you know, I'm still seeing that she most likely is rounded still, you know, so she has the short lines. So here we can see she looks really pretty with the flowers in her hair. You know, her bone structure is so soft and just so delicate, and her lip color here, you know, that bright red looks really pretty on her. That's another sign that she is most likely rounded. And she looks like she is pretty small in terms of her bone structure. So she has small bones, she has short bones, and her hands look pretty small and soft. So I'm really seeing rounded for her, just like pure rounded, not even rounded mix. So like the closest is romantic, not even theatrical romantic. I'm seeing just rounded for her. And I think she just looks really pretty with the bright lip, like the fresh colors, and that, it just looks really soft and pretty on her. And here, of course, I don't think we can tell anything about color type here. I mean, I don't think we should tell anything about color type here because I'm not sure if this photo is like necessarily white balanced. I would still say that she looks, just from my experience, she still looks cool in this photo, because a warm person in the same type of like not color balanced photo would just look different, just from what I've seen. So even from this photo, she does look cool to me. Okay, so here I would say, but it's difficult. It's more difficult to tell the difference between cool and delicate and cool and radiant than it is between warm and radiant and warm and delicate, okay? Because if you think about the delta, or like the difference in how bright colors are, royal blue versus muted blue, or like yellow versus beige, right? So it's kind of like yellow, that difference for the warm undertones is so large. A bright yellow is just so much brighter than, or a bright orange or so much brighter than those muted earth tones. But for the cool colors, we don't have as much of a difference, because at the end of the day, royal blue is not that bright of a color as compared to like yellow or orange or lime green, those warm and bright colors. So the point is that that's why it's more difficult to tell sometimes cool and delicate versus cool and radiant, and it's nice to have these like color drapes, or the person wearing different colors and in good lighting and all kinds of things like that. So but here it's really, and this is why in the previous two I was like, okay, well, she's cool, right? But whether or not she's cool and radiant or cool and delicate, I kind of didn't want to say anything until I was a little bit, leaning toward one way. And here I'm leaning cool and delicate, okay? So let me know if you see what I see. So the royal blue is a little bit too bright on her. It's a little bit disconnected from her. So, but it still looks good on her because she is cool toned, okay? So it doesn't make her skin look bad or anything like that. Still looks pretty good on her. And because she's rounded, before, you guys remember, she looked nice with the cool red lip, okay? And cool red is a really nice color for cool and delicate, a bright cool red, because in artistic license, chroma is a proxy for temperature, okay? So what that means is that cool red is basically, it would match cool and delicate in temperature, even though it doesn't match cool and delicate in chroma. So cool red and emerald green are the two colors that you can wear full chroma, full brightness, if you are cool and delicate, and it'll be easier for you to pull off than, let's say, like a fuchsia or even like a royal blue or a bright purple or something like that. Cool red and cool green. So you can see here, that because she's rounded too, that brighter color is going to be easier for her to pull off. And I would love to see her in some, cool reds, like some soft pastels too would be so beautiful, like rounded looks so pretty in soft pastels. So I would say for her, like some soft pinks, some placid blues, some lilacs, lavenders, that type of thing would be just so pretty on her. And also bright colors like icy pinks, sort of like the lighter cool and radiant colors, like icy pinks, maybe cornflower blue, like things like that are the bright and fresh, that look really light, sort of like flowers, like those like forget-me-not flowers, or just different flowers that have the really soft but bright colors, the bright pastels, I guess, if you could call them that. The light bright colors would also look really pretty on her. And that's because she's rounded, so she looks good in both like pastels and soft colors as well as bright colors. And I would say that, those types of colors will just really bring out her like lightweight, soft type of feel that she has to her bone structure, because she doesn't have that sort of, when I say lightweight, I mean visual weight, right? Like that gravitas that, let's say, sharpened has with like angular bones. It's sort of like if you think about nature, right? If you think about nature, sharpened can be sort of like a mountain with like sharp peaks and things like that, right? Because they have sharp bone structures, and so mountains have usually like deeper colors and or like contrasting colors and things like that. And then we have like rounded shapes are going to be more like clouds, you know, like what is rounded in nature, right? When you think about rounded shapes in nature, we usually associate that with either soft pastels like clouds, or we associate that with like flowers, you know, rounded shapes with flowers. And beveled shapes are usually like different. I think I'm getting a little bit carried away, but I hope you guys kind of see where I'm going with this, is that, you know, these like soft rounded shapes kind of like are lightweight and sort of like a cloud, right? So that's what I mean by visual weight. And so what colors are visually light? We're talking about light pastels, we're talking about bright colors are visually light, and those are the colors that are going to be really pretty on her. And of course those rounded elements like lightweight fabrics, like rounded shapes to the hair, soft hair, her makeup could be glowy and, you know, glittery and soft and blended, either like with a soft focus look and really glowy. You could do that, or you could do more like bright and fresh colors like you did with the cool red, with the red lip. So either would work really beautifully. And of course, waist definition. So this is, okay, if you're rounded and you're watching this, if you're watching this yourself, okay, and you're this lady here and you're watching this, focus on tapering. So tapering at the cuffs and tapering at the hemline. So at the hemline, tapering at the hemline means that anything that tapers at the knee, like a tulip skirt for a skirt, let's say. And for pants, that means anything that, like tapered pants that go in at the ankle, and also a little bit cropped. So don't go for anything that is like long, or like pants should be sort of cropped at the ankle and tapered. But also don't go for anything that is like skin tight, because you have that kind of those rounded shapes. So you want to have the fabric have enough space to sort of create like soft draping, you know. And last but not least, waist emphasis. So waist emphasis works for rounded types regardless of anything, you know, because round types have, you know, when you have waist emphasis, you add actually a rounded shape like that, okay? So that's why rounded types look good with waist emphasis. And another reason is because it breaks up the lines in a soft way. You know, because if you don't have waist emphasis, you might have a long line going like this. But if you have waist emphasis, you actually go, you know, you kind of create more of those like soft shapes. So I always get people asking me like, I don't want to do waist emphasis, I don't feel like I like waist emphasis or whatever. If you don't like waist emphasis, obviously you don't like have to do it. It's just that regardless, it's going to look really, really good on you. That's what I'm saying. So that would be, yeah, let's go on to the next photo. So here I would say the sparkles and the bright colors just look so pretty on her, and they just sort of lift her look. And this is the thing with rounded, is that you guys look so pretty in bright colors. Even if you are cool and delicate, you still look so pretty in bright colors. So here you can see her short vertical line, you can see her small hands, her, you know, sort of small bone structure in general, right? And, you know, we didn't need to see this because we already could tell that she had small bone structure just from the other photos, just from her facial bone structure. Somehow we could just tell that she had that small, soft, rounded bone structure. But here you can tell, you know, she is soft and small, and she has those soft angles to her. So she is a rounded type. And then you can also tell again that she is cool and delicate here, and that so far we're on the right track. She is rounded and cool and delicate. So here I really love this, I don't know if it's a top or a dress, you know, the top, I guess. I really love this top on her. You know, you can see that the ruffles look really pretty on her, the like lightweight color, you know, the light pastel-y type of color looks really pretty on her. And sometimes I get questions, you know, could I do stripes? I'm this type or that type. And you can see that it's stripes and it looks perfect. It looks completely perfect because the stripes are so soft, right? They're just so low contrast, so understated. And it actually looks, it's interesting. It's kind of like how a rounded type could do a preppy look, right? It's kind of like, you know, you can do the stripes but more understated and more low contrast and in a more pastel-y type of way, and then have some of those like ruffles and stuff like that. And of course you can tell that she is still cool toned, and depending on the lighting, you know, sometimes she looks, the thing is that with rounded, they can actually, the reason why they look good in bright colors because they can look brighter because, you know, like the soft sort of physique and the soft features and everything like that, and this and the rounded bone structure and everything can tend to make you look lighter and brighter sort of. And you know, when the light hits your face, you know, it kind of can look really like light and airy and soft. So even cool and delicate rounded can look brighter than they are in terms of their skin tone. And overall, you know, that does affect your recommendations. So I already gave you your color recommendations. Your line recommendations are, I've already touched on those a little bit, but we're talking about tapering, we're talking about lightweight fabrics, we're talking about intricate jewelry, you know, antique looking jewelry. For your metal, I would think it would be beautiful for you to wear brushed silver and maybe speckle in some like diamond type, you know, glittery types of stones into this, like these intricate pieces. And for your hair, you know, anything that's really soft in texture, has rounded shapes to it, would be really pretty on you. And for, what did I miss anything? Oh yeah, like sparkles for makeup, we already covered that, you know, your makeup look options. And waist emphasis, tapering, ruffles, lace, all of those elements, you know, are going to look really, really pretty on you. So that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's all say thank you to this lady for letting me use her photos in this video. And I have to say it again, these are not client photos. Client photos are always private. These are photos that were submitted specifically for YouTube videos through my website, through the photo submission portal on my website. So let's all say thank you to this lady for letting me use her photos in my video. And also, if you are still confused and if you're completely new here, I'll leave some links down below to some videos you can watch to get started. And if you're still confused, then I'll leave some links down below to my typing that I offer through my website. Okay, leave me some comments and some video suggestions, and I'll talk to you next time. Okay, bye.